Hey you. Yes, you. You like fast cars? Rockin' soundtracks? How about sci-fi? You into sci-fi movies? I bet you are, geek. I bet you like revenge movies too, right? What if I told you I had a movie that included all those things and served them up with a heaping helping of 80s cheese? Charlie Sheen plays Jake, the new kid in town who's taken a shine to beautiful Carrie, played by Sherilyn Fenn. Unfortunately, Carrie is spoken for by Packard, a ruthless gang member, who's made it clear that if he can't have her, no one will. And though I'm sure it's just a coincidence, Jake's arrival coincides with that of a shadowy figure who has a bone to pick with Packard and his cronies. Ah, the Wraith. It's part car fetish action movie, think The Fast and the Furious, long before there was a Fast and the Furious. It's part sci-fi movie because the fetishized car isn't just your ordinary car. It doesn't just go really fast. It can explode and then magically reappear, totally unscathed, or simply disappear into a burst of light and smoke. And the Wraith is part revenge flick with a leather-clad revenant piloting the car and picking off Packard's gang one by one. Toss into the mix a killer soundtrack featuring Motley Crue, Billy Idol, and Ozzy Osbourne tunes and some cool car chase and drag race sequences. Sounds like a must-see movie, huh? But wait, there's more. On top of it all, like a layer of beautiful melted mozzarella on a pizza pie, we get a heaping helping of cheese, but not just any kind of cheese. There's a variety of cheese that was only available in the 1980s, and this movie is packed with it tighter than a brick of government cheese. The good stuff. I grew up poor. So if there's one thing people remember about the Wraith, it's that kick-ass car. It was based on a Dodge Interceptor prototype, a vehicle that could go 0 to 60 in 4 seconds and had a max speed of 195 miles per hour. That's pretty fast. Now, I love sexy fast cars as much as the next red-blooded American man, but the Interceptor isn't the first thing that comes to mind when I think of the Wraith. I think the magic of this movie and the reason why it's so beloved is its heart. At the heart of the Wraith is a revenge story, and you all know I love a good revenge story. And I'm not going to lie, there are moments toward the end of the film that hit me in the feels. The performances here are all pretty good. Charlie Sheen really doesn't have a whole lot to do, but what little he does do it well. Sherilyn Fenn and Matthew Berry deliver fine supporting performances. Nick Cassavetes makes for a believable psychopath. Clint Howard dons an Eraserhead wig for his role as Rughead, one of Cassavetes' goons, and is memorable as usual. And Randy Quaid is good as the local sheriff who's doing his best to figure out what the heck is going on. The movie does have its rough spots, but much like the paint job on a new muscle car with horsepower aplenty and sex appeal to boot, if you look hard enough, you're going to find an imperfection somewhere. The Wraith is a genre-blurring, silly good fun 80s flick. I highly recommend it. As for this new Blu-ray release from the Vestron Collector's Series, the back of the release doesn't note any kind of new transfer or elaborate restoration, but I thought the picture quality and the sound quality were both really good. The picture quality was crisp, it was clean, there was a high level of detail, it looked really sharp. The Wraith both looked and sounded fantastic on this release from the Vestron Collector Series. As far as extras are concerned, first up we get Tales from the Desert. It's 16 minutes and 21 seconds in length. It's an interview with writer and director Mike Marvin. Mr. Marvin discusses the impetus of the Wraith, describing it as stolen ideas put together until it became its own idea. He discusses working with the cast, having originally cast Johnny Depp, who was dating Sherilyn Fenn at the time, as one of Packard's goons, but this was pre-Johnny Depp, so the studio nixed it. He discusses the unique design of the car and the origins of it. He discusses the tragic death of the cameraman during filming and the repercussions of that tragedy. Mr. Marvin discusses the film's release, the botched prints that were sent to theaters, the film's cult status, and more. Next, we have Rughead Speaks, an interview with Clint Howard. It's 12 minutes and 24 seconds in length. Mr. Howard discusses auditioning for the Wraith and getting cast in the film. He discusses the character of Rughead, the hairpiece he had to wear, bonding with the rest of the cast, and remaining friends with them over the years. He discusses the film's cult following, and more. Next, we have Ride of the Future, an interview with Transportation Coordinator Gary Hellerstein and Stunt Coordinator Buddy Joe Hooker. It's 11 minutes and 44 seconds in length. They discuss approaching Chrysler about using the Indy 500 pace car as the inspiration for the car used in the film. They discuss the different builds they had that were used for different purposes in the film. They discuss how difficult the car was to operate. They discuss the tragedy that occurred during filming in which a crew member was killed. They discuss the film's cult status, and more. Next, we have The Ghost Car, the visual effects of the Wraith. It's an interview with visual effects producer Peter Curran and effects animator Kevin Kuchever. It's 11 minutes and 43 seconds in length. They discuss the opening of the film with the comets flying through the desert, and the other effects they created for the film, how they created them, and more. We get the Wraith filming locations then and now. It's 27 minutes and 11 seconds in length. We get the alternate title sequence, a theatrical trailer, TV spots, a still gallery. We get isolated score selections featuring an audio interview with co-composer J. Peter Robinson. And we get 2 audio commentaries, one with writer and director Mark Marvin and the other with actors Dave Sherrill and Jamie Bozian. This is a really nice release for the Wraith from the fine folks over at the Vestron Collector Series. Both the picture quality and the sound quality on this release were fantastic, and we get oodles of extras. If you're a fan of the Wraith, then this release is an absolute no-brainer. If you've not seen the Wraith, I highly recommend it. This release would be a great way to introduce yourself, and this release is available out there for like $12. So go buy it. If you've seen The Wraith, please let me know your thoughts on the film down in the comments section below. If you've already picked up this release, let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below also. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. A huge shout out to all my patrons and channel members. I appreciate your generosity and support of my channel. Become a patron today and join me for exclusive live streams, get early access to videos, and have a say in what movies I review on my channel. Become a channel member and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream. Links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.